Hey gang, today we are reading the second half of Mark chapter 14, and here's what's clear in the story. Jesus' future is looking pretty grim. He's arrested, he's put on trial, but what makes us more certain that he's not going to get out of this alive is that no one defends him. Do you notice this? No one stands up to Judas. No one defends him at the trial. His best friends, they are all there, and yet no one, everyone, they turn on him. They run and hide. They deny even knowing Jesus. Now, when I read this story, I can't help but say to myself, how could they? How could they desert him? How could they betray him? How could they deny him after all he's done for them? I mean, on one level, it's sort of appalling. It's appalling, but if we're going to be honest today, haven't we been there? Haven't we done the very same thing? Let me explain in just a minute. In chapter 14, Jesus predicts that he will be betrayed. The passage reads, "The hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners." And just 2 verses later, it says, immediately Judas, one of the 12, appeared. With him was a crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders. Immediately, Jesus was arrested. Immediately, he was hauled away. Immediately, he was taken before the authorities. And here's what else immediately happens. Immediately, the one betrayer, the one we like to blame, it becomes all. The disciples fall asleep during Jesus' moment of anguish. Judas betrays Jesus with a kiss. The disciples flee for their lives when the armed mob seizes Jesus. Peter denies even knowing Jesus not once, but 3 times. Everyone deserts Jesus. They all betray him. And as we read this story, we can't help but say to ourselves, what Judas, Peter, and the disciples did, it was appalling. How could they? What cowards, we might say. How could they do such a thing? Friends, let's be honest. We've been there, haven't we? I mean, the truth is, too often, if we're honest, we deny, desert, betray the very people we love the most. We have big, ugly, colossal failures. We dig our heels in to save face. Our pride gets the best of us. We let fear control us. Rather than being vulnerable, we armor up and go to battle, willing to win whatever the cost. Don't we do the very same thing? We deny, we desert and betray the very people we love the most. Friends, I think this story reminds us that if Jesus' closest friends can have moments of utter and complete failure, any of us can. Here's what we know. Peter and the other disciples, they were all forgiven. You remember that? In fact, they are the ones Jesus will entrust to build God's church. If the disciples can be forgiven after their massive screw up, anyone can be forgiven. Even you, even me. So here are a couple of questions. What does forgiveness mean to you? And secondly, are there people you have yet to forgive or you will never forgive? Why is that?